I know Chigs is in here recording or some shit.
No Chid Smooth in here, right? So whatever you
Oh,
say,
so you know Che gonna have everything up there.
whatever you say, Chid's gonna be on YouTube with it, man. I like you.
Slaughterhouse was up and running, they would praise us for the brotherhood. You know what I mean? You put a mic in front of Joel's face and it's just like, yo, Royce is one of the realest dudes I ever met in my life. And then, you know, as soon as they go on this run, it's like everybody just the fakest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody's like, go, go, go. More division, go, more. And it's like what y'all not realizing is y'all are the ones that's coming up with the shortest end of the stick. If you truly wanted a Slaughterhouse album, this was the closest that we have ever come to doing it. And everything was going fine. And then out of nowhere, we get blindsided with this bullshit. That's not weird to y'all?
No, Royce. These fans are idiots. No. I hate to say that. These fans is idiots, yo. Oh, I'm glad they're telling their truth and getting their closure out. They deserve this. They built this too. You know. And I don't know who's dumber, the fan or the... And I'm not talking about all fans. I'm not talking about all fans. But that fan or the person that's trying to explain it to that fan. And I'm still shocked that you are just as mad, if not madder, than me. And all the shots is coming to me. Yo, this is craziness, yo.
Yeah, man. Jesus.
But I'm glad you look great and you're doing well. And your skin is glowing in the studio. But that's the other thing, right? When we get out of this emotional shit, what makes... No, I'm not gonna say that, man. The rapper in me still don't be confused.
The rapper in you what?
Be confused. That's it. That's it. The rapper in me be confused, boy. I think niggas play with me a certain way because I'm busy. That's what I think. And it's like I said to you, man. I said, no way somebody put their pen to the paper to do that. Because when you put your pen to the paper to do that, like you really thought this out. You rhyme.
It's a whole staged rollout, brother. The whole thing is staged. It's like Jesse Smollett. Like it's a whole stage narrative with just some small truths to what's being said, but for the most part, it's just a whole bunch of misleading manipulation. It's based on a lot of old grievances.
See, but this is why people say I be gaslighting. I don't see what the fucking grievances are, yo. I don't understand what the beef is. I still don't know. I heard the records and I don't know. Outside of the interpretation of you not wanting to do it, that's what did it maybe. You not wanting to do it. Maybe we could find a way to do a 3-man album, but you siding with him and he on the sidelines.
Yeah, but that's not true. Like the only time the option of doing a 3-man group was ever presented to me was when we were on Shady and we were at that standstill with Shady Records. You actually said you're not rapping on Shady Records. So Paul hit me and he just was like, yo, like the possibility of doing a 3-man shit, I'm just letting you know that I'm open to that possibility if you are. And I told him no thank you, but I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? Like the offer. And he was like, cool. And we were all cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So now, fast forward all these years later, when Crooked came and he put the humongous bag on the table, the offer, this is what he said to me. He said, where are your thoughts at in terms of doing the 3-man situation now, like today, present day? And I was like, my thoughts haven't really changed on it. I was like, but why are you asking? And he was like, you know, just in case Joe decides that he doesn't want to rap, because, you know, Joe kind of back and forth. And I was like, well, have we been on the same conference calls and Zoom calls? I mean, because nothing about the way that Joe's been moving says that he's not going to rap. But I was like, let me talk to Joe and just see what he's talking about. So I went to you and you said you with it. I just got a couple questions about the way that the business is going to be done. And I took that back to Crooked. And he said, you know, in all fairness, you know, Tony may not want to do business with Joe because of business dealings that they had in the past. And I said, well, Tony doesn't get to determine who's in and who's out in Slaughterhouse. That's not his decision to make. And Crooked said, okay. So as it stood right there, you get all 4 members totally open to negotiate this deal if it's going to be a real deal. And you and I both know that it's not officially an offer until it's on paper. It's called a deal memo. Nobody ever sent any of us a deal memo. I never received one. And this guy, Tony, who we're talking about, who put the deal on the table, I introduced him to them. They met him through me. He went and did business with every single person around me that he met and did bad business with them. There's still people that I'm cool with who's like, yo, what's up with your boy Tony? He owes me ABC. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for him to say, yo, I don't like the way Joe did business, but I can put this deal on the table just for 3 of the members. Yo, man, number one, that's wrong. But I think that's why Crooked felt like he couldn't be transparent with me and just say that. So when he seen that I wasn't with the 3-man,
Well, let me try
when
that.
he seen that I wasn't with the 3-man group idea, well, I'm not with the 3-man group idea because that's not what Slaughterhouse is based on, but I'm also not with anybody coming and telling me all 4 of y'all want to rap, but one of y'all, I'm not going to let y'all rap with this deal. I don't want him to be a part of it because of previous dealings that we had. Would y'all, who would go for that?
Which is why it might be hard for him to have that conversation with you.
Yeah. And then, mind you, this whole time, I had been talking to Crooked every single day. Crooked was working on his solo album, the album that he's calling his magnum opus. So he himself said that he wouldn't even be ready to start recording for Slaughterhouse until he finished that album. So out of nowhere, some months go by, I noticed I hadn't heard from Crook. I hit Crook, no answer. Text him, no answer. I posted a piece of one of the songs that I produced on him and his brother's album and added him. It was like, yo, you like this intro better than the previous intro that I did? He never responded. His brother Meech got in the comments and put a fire emoji, but Crook himself never responded. So I figured there was something there and there was something up. Maybe he felt the way about something, but I didn't think anything of it. You know what I mean? But that was the first time that I've ever hit Crook and he didn't respond to me. So I just thought it was a little bit weird. You know what I mean? And then out of nowhere, boom, flaming pig emojis, flaming pig logo.
I hit Joel that first morning. I told you I was. Very next day, I had no answer. But I mean, I see why. There's no answer. I wouldn't answer a nigga neither. I got this album coming out. But I think it's whack that niggas got to talk on the phone or do this half to a phone or live or do this group. Bro, I think all of it is going to do, yo. That's not where I'm at. That's not where I'm at mentally. It is really whack. It's whack that grown men, especially in hip hop, just have a hard time expressing themselves. Like we the best in the world that are expressing ourselves, but we don't unless it's in song format. Like I wish there was a way that they could have explained to me all the hurt that I caused them, apparently, and it's a lot of hurt. That's why I didn't really want to talk about this because they looking to misconstrue words.
Mm-hmm.
Like they looking to take you out of context. Like Joel is on the Twitter shit. Like, what did Joe got one more time? And I'm like, is that where your brain is? Like,
we don't even talk to each other like that.
you don't think I'm calling you?
You know, like we don't even do that. That's like That's misleading as hell. We don't talk to each other like that. We don't even have those kind of disagreements where we got to speak to each other that way.
But that says that something's going on, man. That says that something's going on. And I just wish that it was handled differently. I'm not even talking about the albums. Like, go ahead, express yourself. But do it on both fronts. Have the talk with me and you that's uncomfortable. Like, have it. And then do whatever you got to do musically. Like, but do both. This shit.
Yo, to take the brand off of Shady and own it outright 100%, there's a lot more to that brand building than just what music that we're gonna do together moving forward. There's a lot of stuff that we recorded previously that we have full ownership of. There's merchandise that hasn't been available to the fans that we can redistribute, represent to the fans. There's so much that we could do with the brand other than just music. That's why I was tripping so much about burning the pig and all of that stuff. It's like when you go to that extent to let the world know that you are finished with this brand, how can we come behind that and sell somebody a t-shirt? You see what I'm saying?
For $8.
That's why it's like, this is something, you're not doing that and burning down something and getting at me. You're getting at yourself too. Like, you're burning down something that you yourself own 25% of. Why do you have to do that just to put out an album? You can put out an album and air out all your grievances that you want to. You know what I'm saying? But to do it in a way that says, yo, we're totally burning this shit down. We done with it. We want y'all to be done with it. These niggas had us waiting. Tell all the lies you want to tell. And then now, just to do an album that you took in advance to do, that somebody else owns. You just took all of the black ownership out of the paint.
I know, and you got the nerve to sit there and do this fucking Love and Hip Hop confessional when they hit.
Yeah, and then you got the nerve to talk about integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, everybody was in full support of Joel Ortiz when he did the Jello record. You remember the Jello record?
Stop, yo. I'm trying to keep a straight face. Go ahead, man. Yes.
Like, nobody ever calls anybody out on these things. It's like, yo, you never done anything for a check, then what is the Jello record?
I'm doing that with you.
I'm serious. Yo, go to YouTube right now.
Hold up.
And type in Joel Ortiz Jello.
All right.
I'm just saying, to each his own. To each his own. But when you do things like that and they don't work, it's not anybody's fault. It's not my fault. Niggas keep insulting me with compliments and shit, talking about I won the Grammy and then following it up with an insult. I won the Grammy because I got nominated for a Grammy because I went and did what was on my heart. If I had went and done Jello, then I might have been in the same predicament as you. To each his own, man. You know what I mean? The Jello bunch.
Stop, Royce.
All right, I'm playing.
Stop.
I ain't gonna do that.
Stop. Right, man. See, because that's the thing that needs to be, right? Everybody, because I'm aware of how I come off when I say that, but everybody at some point has done something transactional, like done something for a check. When I say do something for a check, I'm not talking about doing something just to feed your family. I'm talking about
he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, but fans don't. I'm talking about doing something that's your moral compass. Like something that you know better than and wouldn't do under normal circumstances. And you're doing it. And that's why I don't respect Crook being the nigga to say, yo, this is done, I swear to God. Well, you can't say that because you shake your ass for a check.
Mm-hmm.
So if the right check is in front of you, well, nigga, you right back to rapping. What the fuck are we? I'm chilling, man. I support everybody. Hey, somebody yesterday gave me a different perspective. They was like, hey, these niggas might have raised the property value of Slaughterhouse. Because now if we get back together and do an album, it's lit. And I was like, that's one way to look at it.
First of all, Tony Bucher, for the people who don't know Tony Bucher does playlisting. That's what he does. So one of his specialties is padding numbers.
Tony Bucher got that second video from 30,000 views to 749,000 views. And
those views are not real, bro.
Man, like, what are we doing?
They are destroying the brand, destroying it. Because the brand is built on authenticity, man. It's not built on all of these antics and semantics. And it's certainly not built on two of the members in the group going against two of the other members in the group.
I ain't gonna lie though, Royce, as a fan, that might be hard. Like, we've never seen that in hip hop. I've never seen it.
What's that?
Where a group just start beefing like with each other publicly. I've never seen that. I know about all the group beefs privately, but to publicly beef, if I was active, this could get fun. But no, because who does that, yo?
Well, when was the last time? Like Ice Cube versus Easy?
Yes. Look how far you would have to go back. Yes.
In their 20s.
Come on, man. This is foolishness in your 40s, yo. I'm not doing it. I'm not participating. I've done enough stupid shit in my career, yo. I'm chilling. I've learned that there's a value. See, and that's where the dysfunction was too. There's a value in silence. Like, there's a value in it. I had Maybach outside, I don't drive it. Might be 900 miles on that shit. And the longer it sits just like that, is the longer the value stay the same. I ain't gonna go outside and start beating this shit up with a fucking bat. Just start breaking the windows and fucking shit up. Like, why would I do that? It just don't make sense. But I can't tell you what to do with your portion of the house. If we roommates and you feel like fucking some shit up, then goddamn it, fuck it up. Have a blast. I don't necessarily think it's right. But if that's what you do, then that's what you do. I could really get narcissistic in this take, but I won't. Because you know who be the niggas that do that? The niggas that just got to come in and rap. Or the niggas that just got to come in and do a fucking job. Not the niggas that fucking had to fucking try to spend 24/7 thinking I had to get this shit off the fucking ground. Like, not the niggas that just lost sleep, like, with this on their mind constantly. You talking about a fucking tattoo, nigga? Don't get me fucking started. I ain't doing this on live.
Oh, man.
We're going to have to do another one of these when the album drops. Really me. It ain't even you. They're going to tear me up next week. It feel, when you put that work in though, the rewards feel different. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to Empire, right? This is after a long career of record label shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 17 years, a lot of years of it. And I got to Empire, and Empire was like, this is how much money you have to do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you want to do. But this is your budget. It's yours to spend, and you're spending it against your selling power, and we're not paying you until the quarter is up of your album selling. At first, it's like, nigga, what? You're not paying me until 4 months later? I gotta pay for all this shit myself? You're not supporting? Wait, this is all mine? But wait a second. Also, I'm finally in control of this. This is my destiny. This is my fate to decide.
Mm-hmm.
You go your head down, you get in the studio, and you think a little harder about shit, and you get to the work. And then when you sell something and that check comes, it just feel different. It feels different. And I can't convince somebody of that who's just used to taking the advance, who's used to taking the front. And hey, you spend the money, I'll do the work. If you make it back, you make it back. Fuck it. No, not at this juncture.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, in all fairness, that's not necessarily the wrong way of doing things. It's just a preferred way of doing things, and that's cool too. That's fine too. But that's one of the things that when you are collaborating with people, that's one of the things that's hard. It's hard to agree on business tactics. You know what I mean? Like, it's way more things that need to be agreed upon than just song.
That's the thing. Like, you realize when you get to this crossroad, in hindsight, you can recognize the people that were never trying to agree with you. Chris was never trying to agree with me. I was busy saying I'm never rapping on Shady, and he got an Eminem feature. He was at Paul office every second. The nigga got Eminem to produce some shit over here. That nigga was trying to get buddy. What the fuck you wanted me to think about what you was doing? You've been looking for a way to kind of get this, and you finally did it.
Well, actually,
I applaud it.
Actually, I produced that album for Family Business, Crook and his brothers, and then I took it up to M Studio and played it for him and got him excited about the group. They didn't end up signing the group, but it brought them closer, and then that turned into M doing that interview on Crook's Corner. All of these things are a result of me championing them to him and them.
That's your version. I think it's that.
I mean, it's just what it is, and it's something that I do for any of my brothers at any time. It's not something that I do looking for anything in return. Like, it's a fulfillment that comes along with watching any of my brothers, you know, catch a W in any way. You know what I mean? In any way. You know what I mean? So it never was a time where my relationship with Shady, the label and the people, was in shambles because of my relationship with you or anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, it was hard for me to toe that line. You know what I mean? But it never was the whole group against Shady type of situation. It was just one of those things where we had to accept your position and accept their position.
But that's what
it's tough. You know what I mean?
But that's why I really do feel bad for you. Yeah, you've been in a tough spot the whole time. You've been in a tough little spot the whole time, man.
It's like, damn.
Well, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like getting a podcast or interview or stuff. So there's no way you rap again with these niggas.
Huh?
If the proper conversations were had, there was no way you would rap again with these niggas.
Well, I'm never gonna say never, but I don't see the purpose at this point. But I mean, I forgive them already. The things that offended me, that I'm offended by, I already forgive them. I don't have a choice but to forgive them. We don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time to be, you know, I don't have time to be doing all that. You know what I mean? Because I don't, personally, I wouldn't know where to start. If I made up my mind and convinced myself that I was going to be an enemy of theirs, where the fuck would I start at? What I'm going to do? What are we going to do? Fight? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Rap, disparaging things about each other? What we doing? Who the fuck got time for that?
It's all corny. And ain't nobody enemies. But that's the part that was confusing when all this shit came out. I'm sitting there like, okay, Slaughterhouse shit didn't work out the way you planned, but you think that mean I don't want the best for you and your family? Like, what the fuck is, hip hop get us in this real divisive space, and the more I age, the more I start sounding like my uncles when they used to talk about this shit. Man, hip hop is changing. It's like, I don't want to be that guy. But some of the shit that we on, I couldn't put my pen to paper and write nothing about Joel Ortiz. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? It's no problem.
What you gonna write about him?
Nothing. Nothing. What's the problem? What is the issue? Nothing. There's nothing to say. Oh, man. Interesting. Joel is here. Add him. Add him for what? Nigga, I texted him the other day. The fuck? Maybe I had the wrong number. One thing about me, I'm gonna get right to it. If there's a conversation need to be had, I'm gonna try to have it. I think Crook is hurt. I think Crook is hurt, and at some point when it don't have nothing to do with it,
what is he hurt? What is he hurt about? What is he hurt by?
Something. He said that. I mean, I got to take him at his word. He said that. They asked him verbatim, "Yo, Joe ain't say much, but he said he was hurt." And then Crook's response was, "Well, how you think we felt? How you think we felt with you holding shit up?" And I think he felt like Joe was like the spoiled kid, and we should be able to work around him. And Royce, you didn't roll with this. All right, then you down with that. And I'm hurt by that. I'm gonna try to understand it. I mean, yeah, I could see somebody being hurt, I guess.
I didn't roll with what?
With a 3-man album. You should have rolled. You didn't roll.
What you talking about when we were on Shady?
Came in and said the other part. You didn't roll. So why?
You talking about when we were on Shady?
Yeah.
So releasing an album with 4 members and then coming behind an album that wasn't received well for the most part, and then coming behind that and doing a 3-man album on Shady, you think like people think that would have been a good idea?
I don't think so, but I think Slaughterhouse, and I think big, like I think huge. I think that the optics should match the talent, and I don't think that we ever had that fair shot. So part of ownership is being able to control how you appear, how you present yourself without Paul having input, without him having input, without Al. I'm glad, hey, we need a single over here. Like, hey, whatever you want to do, let's do it. And I don't think we ever